Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy George Mackay back here on the MLW Rewind. And as you can tell, Uncle Bobby B is not here.
Or he's had a change in.
I've had a change of co-hosting?
No. Like,
are we firing Uncle Bobby?
No, he's change.
I gotta say, the doctor did fucking phenomenal work. Well, without further ado, here's the new Uncle Bobby B. No, guys, as always, you may know her for some of the stuff we've done in the past, some prediction shows, some reaction shows, but this is the voice of reason, one of the cornerstones of Straight Talk Wrestling. Michelle Rougeau's back, and she's joining me for the MLW Rewind Fury Road Fallout.
Great show. Great pay-per-view. Like,
top to bottom.
Yeah. Absolutely enjoyed the crap out of this pay-per-view. Let's get into it. Like, I'm still reeling from that.
Really from it all. All right. So our first match was off the top. I didn't put these in order because I wasn't sure how the card went, but we'll jump all over the place. Our first match to open the show was the Weapons of Mass Destruction. We did not see COVID in a box.
No.
This time they got rid of the anthrax. But what we did see is some kind of chemical / biohazard waste in a very large container, much like what Mads Cougar was thrown into. So you know that Jacob Fatu, being in this type of match, he knows exactly what he needs to do and how to, I guess, kind of convey the landscape of this match.
Yeah, you could tell he knew how to navigate in
That's
that
the word,
space.
navigate.
He knew kind of where to put his footing, or he knew where to go, kind of. I guess when you've already lived through that, you kind of already have your feet wet in that kind of setting.
You are a veteran in that match at that point.
Yeah.
Well, Rickey Shane Page had no shortage of all kinds of viciousness.
Oh my God, yeah.
Let's talk about a couple of Rickey Shane Page highlights. One, taking the bottom of a steel chair and grinding it into Jacob Fatu's toes. Then taking that Rickey Shane Page staple, that 9-inch nail, and digging it into the footing of the foot, like the underskin, if you will.
The foot seemed to be the object of...
And you know what, though? I'll give him credit because, again, some wrestlers don't wear boots.
Yes.
And nobody ever really attacks the feet other than doing the stomp to try to get out of a hold.
Yes.
So I think Rickey actually attacking the feet, he knew, because you're going to brawl with Jacob Fatu, Rickey can hold his own. But if you're going to let Jacob Fatu have that space to fly,
oh yes,
he's going to make you pay for it.
Too. Yep.
He's going to make you pay for it every single time. Jacob Fatu will definitely make you regret not cutting him off at the knees.
Right. Yeah.
So if you can't take Fatu out at the knees, take him out at the feet. Or at least that was the strategy of Rickey Shane Page. Now, another cool Rickey Shane Page moment was where he picked up Jacob Fatu with a steel chair already on his back and then proceeded to do a simple power slam that was so basic yet so fresh at the same time, because he power slammed him not onto a chair,
but with
the chair, which I thought was cool.
I thought that was a really fresh, innovative look at that move. Like, I think a lot of times when you're watching matches, you do see a lot of the similar things, but it's to get that pop. But I think that was a very creative, out of the box. Same thing with the feet. Like, it's a trend now you've seen. Like, he definitely thinks outside of the box. And I think in matches to come, that's really going to be a good weapon for him to have in his arsenal, to think like that, to say, you know what? His feet are open. I'm going to attack those suckers.
Exactly. And you know what the funny thing was? The interesting thing was, even though Jacob Fatu has been in this match before, Rickey Shane Page was the innovator of new things in this match. Jacob went for the not cliche things to say, or the cliche things to say. There we go. I got the word right finally. Not to say that, but I mean, he did his typical, tope suicidas.
Yes.
He did his suicide dives, but Rickey actually taking off the top rope of the ring.
Yeah.
And then taking the hook and digging the hook into Jacob's feet. Again, the feet being the primary focus for the calling and for Rickey Shane Page. But I will say Jacob Fatu did get his spots in, did get his work in. The pretty much, I guess, inverted, like, corkscrew moonsault over the second rope onto Rickey on the floor was incredible. Rickey went through tables, Jacob went through tables, but Rickey also got the worst of that chemical waste bin.
Yeah.
As his face was put inside of it. Fireworks and flames all came out, and Rickey was definitely busted open. Rickey was the one that was busted open very early on in this match. Again, with a rather fresh take on a full tank of gasoline hit Rickey right across the face.
Yeah.
Like, and Rickey took it. There was no protection blockage. Rickey took the whole thing, and he was bleeding profusely. But then again, the calling never traveling alone, as we know. Absolutely. Akira came out in a fantastic suit, by the way.
Yeah, amen. Like whoever created that for you, if that was your own mind, like very, very on point.
Very
like,
stylish.
I liked that.
Very stylish. And even though Jacob at some points was able to kind of contain the 2-on-1 assault, eventually the numbers game caught up to him, and Rickey with an insane DDT on the edge of the seating part of a steel chair, and you saw that chair go straight legged, and you saw the dent from Fatu's head, and that was it. That was the 1, 2, 3.
Done. Yeah.
And now the calling has another title to add to their collection. So check out the calling, okay? Yeah. Tag titles.
Okay.
Middleweight title.
Okay.
Now the openweight title.
Oh, so they're just coming for gold.
They really have all the gold. The only gold they don't have right now is Delmi Exo's featherweight championship. Okay. But they have Manny Leon as their featherweight competitor.
Okay.
They don't have, or they haven't eyed Alex Kane yet.
Right.
But if you go back through the Straight Talk archives, I did sit down with Akira. And I sat down with Alex Kane, and I mean, the logical choice for War Chamber, which is a year away, logical choice is that these two teams will meet at War Chamber. The calling's been there. Boumaye is now beefing up their numbers, but Boumaye still being the heavy favorite in the faction world, even though the calling has all these belts, Boumaye has the belt.
Yeah, right.
And that makes a big difference.
It does.
You can have all the gold in the world, but if you don't have the belt,
right,
you really don't matter.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking about like the #1 headband, Afro Samurai. You ain't shit unless you got that #1. Who cares if you're the #2? Who cares?
Nobody remembers the silver medalist, except Michelle Kwan, but she fell. And the only reason I know that is because Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Name one silver medalist, Rosa. Michelle Kwan. She fell, Rosa. She fell. That's right. That's my Terry Crews. I can't do the pecs.
No,
I can't make my pecs dance.
He does that quite well.
Does it quite well.
Does it quite well.
Yeah, Terry Crews does it quite well. And we all know what happens. I mean, according to him, and some other movies, once you go with him, you end up in a wheelchair. White Chicks.
Great movie. If you haven't watched, please go check it out.
I wouldn't, like, it's not my go-to.
No, it's not a go-to, but it's a good.
It's a decent
flick. Yeah, and it like
you just want sense
on the map.
Yeah, you want senseless humor that makes no sense. White Chicks.
White Chicks.
White Chicks. Whenever you can see the Wayans brothers as White Chicks, it's funny.
Yeah. Or now I'm thinking about the hot chick, Rob Schneider. And now we're getting off.
We're getting way off. We've gone way off topic. All right. Next match in this amazing card was not a match, but a promo. A Mance Warner promo. Yes. And Mance Warner was air drying his feet in his, or the SGC's change room, to the point where Matt Justice was covering his nose. Manders took off his trademark cowboy hat and put it over his face. Sam Laterna was dry heaving and gagging.
He apologized for the smell.
He did.
I will say that
he did apologize
like twice for the smell, but I don't think that was enough.
Well, according to Mance Warner, and to quote him right now, let me preach for a second. He was walking around Philadelphia for the past couple of days barefoot. So he was walking through whatever the streets of Philadelphia had to offer. And there was definitely a profuse odor, to the point where I couldn't smell it, but I could just imagine what it smelled like. Yeah. And it didn't smell, there was no, Febreze could not help that locker room in any way. But he pretty much did say that Matt Cardona, he was going to put his feet in the boots. Yeah. Then he was going to take the boots off in the ring, beat Matt Cardona with the boots, then make Matt Cardona kiss one of his feet. Yeah. It was your typical Mansour promo. You laughed quite a bit through it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. There is a thing about just like a gross, stinky man being like, these are disgusting, and I made them as dirty as I can for you. Here you go, baby.
Now, what about Matt Stryker's thought process? We thought Matt Stryker and Joe Dombrowski were on fire tonight on commentary.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But Matt Stryker consistently pointing out through the night, and I guess it might have been, again, to use the word cliche, by the end of the night, but every match where there was an everyman type of character, he was pointing out that these fans in Philly, a working class town, working class city, they could get behind the everyman character. So you got your Willie Mack was an everyman. Yes. You had Mance Warner was an everyman. You had Jacob Fatu in that particular instance.
In that setting
was the everyman.
Yeah.
So do you feel like Matt Stryker consistently pointing out the everyman was something that added to Fury Road, or do you feel that it took away from Fury Road as the card went deeper?
You know what? I think it added just to get the crowd involved, to get people involved. You always want to root for somebody that you have that connection with, that
investment.
you feel
you want to be invested.
You're like, no, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Or, I know that guy, and he always gets picked on by the big guy, or whatever the case is.
I think that's why, like, even when I was younger and I fell in love with wrestling, I think that's why I resonated with the Bam Bam Bigelows or the big boss man type characters, because they had the same body type that I had. So I resonated with those guys, not so much out of shape. I am out of shape, but not so much out of shape, more so they were the shape that I was.
Right. Yeah. It's like you look for somebody who looks like you or sounds like you, to have that, like, okay, this is something that I can aspire to given my aesthetic. And I think that's really important, whatever age you are. I think it's really important to have something to strive for.
I like that. I like that. And before we get into the next match on the card, which was Becca versus Maki Itoh for the #1 contendership for the featherweight title, we finally had the debut of Sessions with Saint Laurent.
Yes.
And the dirt sheets were wondering, everyone was wondering who he was going to bring in. Uncle Bobby B thought it might have been Mack Cardona, but Mack Cardona was already on the card. So I didn't feel that made sense.
Right.
And this one was someone who hasn't been on MLW television in 2+ years.
Right.
That's right. She disappeared under extremely, very mysterious circumstances. And now she's back. That's right. The bitch of MLW, her words, is back. Salina De La Renta. And she now has the pipeline to Mexico.
Right.
Considering CD, Cesar Durant, mysteriously disappeared. And Saint Laurent asked her, he asked the hard question. He said, did you have something to do?
Right.
And all she said was, what do you think? Leaving it open-ended, so not denying it,
but not confirming
either.
Just,
exactly.
Letting you
decide,
form your own opinion. And
we're going to lay the information out like Murders in the Building podcast, and you're going to come up with a solution. Shameless plug, Murders in the Building, fantastic show. But what did you think? I mean, again, you're not really invested in MLW like I am, or like Uncle Bobby B is. But for your first taste of a full MLW event, and it's their only their second pay-per-view since coming back and relaunching and everything like that.
Right.
What was your thought process on Salina De La Renta returning, and what was the vibe you got from her?
I got that she is like a Griselda Blanco kind of character, like a Black Widow. I really liked the attitude. To take a line from the show You, I can't remember the character's name, but she says basically something along the lines of I don't care if you think I'm a bitch. I actually hugely prefer it. And like the word bitch has a negative connotation to it. You think it's bad, but for me, a bitch it's a person. I'm not going to say a male or a female, but it's a person who gets shit done. Bitches get shit done. And that was the energy that I got from her, that, you know what, I'm here, I'm back, and I'm making a statement, and like I'm going to prove you guys right. She said she's going to bring the best luchadors that MLW has ever seen. And so now bring it.
And we're going to see her debut luchador on October 14th at MLW's next event, which is promptly titled, and I do love the title, for October, there's no better title, Slaughterhouse. That's right. October 14th, mid-October, we're going to get Slaughterhouse MLW style, and it is going to be absolutely fantastic. And to quote one of my favorite lines from her speech, where she snatched the mic away from Saint Laurent, she took all the spotlight. She said, MLW, I'm coming for all the gold. I'm coming for all the power, and I'm coming for revenge.
Yes.
And when Salina De La Renta sets her sights on revenge, like Michelle said, bitches be getting shit done.
There, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, right? So like that was the energy she brought. So I'm excited to see, what her next step is. You've got me amped up.
Show me. Show me.
Let's
okay.
Go.
The ball's in your court. Here you go. Take the ball. You're going to run with the kid. Show me what you got.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And I think.
So would you say you're a fan of Salina De La Renta?
I am. And I think Chris Jericho, I think said it best. Like sometimes when they give you 30 seconds, you have a promo, here's 30 seconds, you have screen time. What are you going to do with it? And I think she knocked it out of the park.
She made the most of it.
I'm sold.
I like that. Okay. Well, the bitch of MLW is back, and she's taking names, and she wants all the gold. So she's definitely going to have her sights set on the calling and on Boom My Fight Club. 150%. Now, let's get into this. To center myself. Becca versus Maki.
I thought you were going to break out into song for a second.
No, I'm going to talk about how one of my favorite childhood lullabies, though, was ruined tonight.
No.
Becca, Maki Itoh coming out looking happy as hell to be there, always looking for a fight and looking absolutely ready to kill you with a smile on her face. Becca coming out to sing her single, You Ain't Cute, insulting Maki Itoh, then in the point telling I guess the sound guy to cut her music and saying, you and I should have a sing-off.
Yes.
So as Maki Itoh promptly tells everyone she will sing for everyone, she goes to belt out a very bad off-key note and is greeted with a back fist from Becca. Becca taking an early advantage. And then at one point, Becca, having Maki Itoh in a chokehold, began to sing with the mic. And I'll give her credit. She did do the chokehold with the mic, began to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, completely off key, to the point where it may haunt my dreams. Now, if Rob was here, he would defend her singing and saying that, oh, you know, she was wrestling a match, she couldn't get the proper pitch. No amount of pitch pipes or acoustics could save this woman.
Oh no.
In the ring right now, other than the featherweight champion at MLW, there is no woman with a better character and better in-ring work than Becca. I will give her all of that. And she milks this pop star thing for what it's worth. My whole problem is that there are individuals out there that actually think she's talented at singing, like Rob, and she is not. She's a fantastic character. She's a great heel. I hate to love her, and I love to hate her, but you have ruined any resemblance of a happy childhood for me, because Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is now burned in my mind, almost like a seagull being strangled by a cat, being strangled by an alligator, being shot in the head by the rednecks from Deliverance.
That is quite the picture.
Squeal.
I will say her singing
Don't lie.
voice.
Don't lie, Ray. I'm gonna invade your personal space right now.
It's not that good, and I think it's hilarious that Rob, who is in a band,
right, musically trained for the better part of 2 fucking decades, Michelle, and he said,
like,
yeah,
this girl. I think he's blinded by the vision of what he's getting.
Listen, Becca checks all the boxes.
Absolutely. So,
but she does not check the box for singing. No.
But I mean, for everything else that she's worth, she brings it to the table.
100%. Well, how about this though? Becca was in firm control of this match at most points till Maki Itoh had a hot streak.
Yes.
That running kick to the side of Becca's face, corner to corner, was phenomenal. The high knee strikes and striking ability. And again, Becca did try to trade off strikes with Maki Itoh. Not a good idea.
No.
Maki Itoh won the striking war in this match, but Becca does eventually hit her trademark finisher, which is the World Tour, and she sends Maki Itoh packing. And now Becca is the official new #1 contender for Delmi Exo's Featherweight Championship. And before we get into your thoughts on the match, I love the match. I thought it was very entertaining. Love Doug surprised Becca at the end. She's walking to the back celebrating her win, and he gives her a box of some kind, a little gift. Yeah. She didn't even take it, didn't acknowledge it, just kind of walked right past him, kind of did a whole shimmy shake, like, and she's gone. Yeah, she's totally valley girled him. Love Doug looking very brokenhearted.
He looked really sad. He did.
Would you give, now here's a serious question. Would you give, you being a semi-single lady, would you give a guy like Love Doug a shot?
He seems sweet, and he's buying her gifts. He's got this whole,
he bought her a beautiful guitar that was handmade. Oh. And she smashed it over Delmi Exo's head a few weeks ago.
And he's still trying to get with this girl?
Still trying to get with her. Yeah.
Or he's completely infatuated.
So he's like Rob. He's blinded by the vision.
Yeah. Or, sometimes you're just like attracted to what you can't have. Or like, you know what I mean? She's rejecting me and it makes me want her more, which is completely psychotic.
Well, you have experience with that, and as that being the one that a lot of people are attracted to that can have.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
unnatural.
Right. Okay, let me just move out of the way. Let her head get some fucking room here. All right, but seriously, all side notes.
I think it's adorable, and I think that kind of effort from a person being like, "I'm interested in you," doesn't happen often.
Okay, so here we go. We're gonna quote what you said about Selena Del Rento. Yeah. You got 20 seconds. Yeah. You got to give Love Doug a pep talk. What do you got? What do you say to Love Doug to tell him you got to keep going for Becca?
You was kind. You was important. You was special, Love Doug. Don't let them tell you any different. Chase that girl. It's okay how many times she rejects you. Just give her all your love. One day, maybe she'll see. One day, maybe she'll be like, you know what, Love Doug? Let's go on a date. I accept.
Fine. Not bad. That's a good pep talk. I don't really think I'm pretty sure he's sulking right now, but he may watch this.
I'm sorry, that was really off the top of my head. If I had some more time, I think I could have done.
Listen, better. Sometimes you get thrown in the fire.
I know what happens.
You do.
So, Love Dog.
There you go. There you go. Love for Love Dog. All right. What are your thoughts on this match, though? What did you like? What did you not like?
I actually thought it was great. I think it was great that they had somebody like Maki, who is more, I want to say, is more of a wrestler, in my opinion. Just
fair.
Just based off the character alone, right? Becca, she's a superstar. She is a singer, right? That's how she's coming out. But I think they somehow balanced each other out in some weird way. And I will say her finisher, what is it called?
World Tour.
Phenomenal. I did not expect to see athleticism like that from her, and I don't want that to come off bad.
No, I don't think it comes
it's
out
the
bad.
Character that comes out, she's singing, you know what I mean? That's the idea I'm getting. But then to see her pull off a move like that, I was like, wow, okay, so she has talent. There is something behind there. If I can get past the bad singing, maybe I can enjoy myself a little bit.
No, remember, like, right, it's a seagull strangled by a cat, getting eaten by an alligator, shot by the rednecks from Deliverance. All in a very jumbled. Should we just move on?
Vocal coach. Can we get you a vocal coach?
No, we can't get it. No, there's no money in the MLW Rewind budget for a vocal coach. I'm not paying for that.
It's not us. Can she do that herself? Is she?
But according to Rob, she doesn't need a vocal coach. She's got God-given talent.
Well, then I don't know how I can help. Girl, you know what? You're doing your thing. I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate, man.
All right, moving on. Let's take it over to, how about this? Mack Cardona versus Mance Warner. The time for talking is over. The time for air drying your feet is over. The time for manicures and pedicures is over. The time is now. The feet will be kissed at the end of this match. No. And I gotta say, the DDT right off the hop, Mack Cardona trying to get away, saying the price has to go up after Mance takes early advantage. Then Mance tracking him down, the fight to the outside, and then Cardona doing almost a Dirty Deeds-esque DDT to Mance Warner on the outside, and he was busted wide open. Mance took and gave all kinds of ridiculous amounts of punishment. It was incredible. And then Mance had it won. He actually had it won. The ref was counting, and then fucking Saint Laurent pulled the foot up on the rope. The ref saw it, threw Saint Laurent out, and then off that distraction, Cardona gets a low blow, and then he hits radio silence, and unfortunately, Mance Warner is on the losing end of this match. But Mance is a man of his word.
Absolutely.
So as Mack Cardona and Saint Laurent both had their shoes, actually, I'll give Cardona credit. He took his own shoe and sock off. But MSL decided to bring in the ring announce, or the costume escort girl that's out there.
What do you call her? El Skanko?
El Skanko, yeah. I called her El. It's not, yeah. Well, I mean, look at him. Does he look like he was wearing a knockoff velour tracksuit? It wasn't even real. It was a knockoff. No,
it was a definite knockoff.
Oh, it was 100% not. He can't afford that shit. Can't afford that shit at all. But he called El Skanko into the ring. And again, I'm quoting what he said. It's not my opinion. It's what he said. He called El Skanko in the ring. She removed they looked like Dr. Scholl's, form-fitted shoes.
Honestly, I don't know, but his foot looked
weird. And then the sock came off. And I will say this, quotables by Matt Stryker that were amazing in this segment. Why is Matt Cardona's foot a different color from the rest of his body, i.e. the tanner not really reaching below the ankles? And then asking Joe Dombrowski, as Saint Laurent held out his foot, how much cholesterol do you think is in each one of those toes? So Matt Stryker, just fucking MVP of Fury Road, in my opinion. You are God's fucking gift, sir. Do not change at all. But Mance Warner, like I said, was a man of his word. So after shoes and socks were removed, he was told to kiss MSL's foot first. And he took the mic. He said, I'm a man of my word. Yeah. He knelt down. He held the foot. And then he proceeded to bite the toe, the big toe of MSL for quite a few seconds. He held that. It was like jaws of life. He was chomping on it. Yeah. And I mean, you're thinking about what the Dead Sea Scrolls would taste like. That's what I'm picturing.
Or like the Dead Sea, just getting the Dead Sea.
Yeah. Just a whole lot of Egyptian badness up in there. Like not even a foot scrub could have saved that foot. It was rough. It was a rough go. But
the foot looked weird. Again, I have to just say that it looked chalky. Like it just looked, it had a weird color to it. Matt Cardona's foot was weird, but this guy's foot was
okay. So
weird.
I have a quotable that people may enjoy. I hope this goes viral. But Matt Cardona's tan looked a lot like Neapolitan ice cream. The front was very chocolatey, the back was very strawberry, and the foot was your vanilla.
It's a very uneven.
It was very uneven. It was very, and I even said to you, I said, why does his body look conflicted? It's like they're not sure where they're supposed to go. I feel like he was spray tanned by a blind person. Like it was a rough go. It's a rough go.
But then, like I mentioned, the chest hair also makes it look dark. Like his chest looked black.
So in the words of you know, what's his name from 8 Crazy Nights, shaving the chest. Whitey, there you go. Shaving the chest, just Cardona. Shave your fucking chest. Like, dude, or you know what? Don't be an 8 like Ross. Just be a 4. Just be a 4.
Be a 4.
Don't be an 8. Like it was all fucked up. The tan really did throw me off, but this match was
was good though. The match was really good.
The match was entertaining as fuck. This was very much like the Weapons of Mass Destruction match. We had doors, we had chairs, we had tables, we had all kinds of stuff, and we had a fat man in a velour suit.
There was a lot of fabric.
And this all was within the first hour of this incredible, like they packed in.
Yeah, they really gave us like hard hitting match, like match after match after match. They just kept it going.
It was fantastic. But thoughts on Mance Warner getting hungry, thoughts on Matt Striker, thoughts on just this match in general, thoughts on Matt Cardona's MLW debut.
You know what? I thought it was what it was to be expected, right? We know Matt Cardona, we know the character, we know what to expect from him. We know Mance, we know, like, you know, he's a little crazy, but as he said, he is a man of his word. So it was great to see how they both approached the match. It was great to see how they both were like, okay, I know you, you know me, how are we gonna do this? I thought they got really creative, and I thought the foot bite, not the kid, like, you know, who wants to kiss someone's foot, bro? Who knows that shit?
But the bite.
The bite, okay, here's the only thing that I have with the bite.
Rubbing alcohol after needed to wash out the mouth?
Like, vodka. The bacteria that you can get in your mouth from someone's foot is from anyone's anything.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is disgusting. So I really do hope he got some really good mouthwash. That fresh breath thing from Amazon is the shit. I hope that's what he did afterwards.
No, Mance Warner probably knocked back a couple cold ones. That's Mance Warner's like light beer is his kryptonite. He loves it.
Well, I hope the beer kills whatever bacteria he ingested.
Yeah, if not, I mean, I'm sure they'll get the shots and that'll kill it.
He seems like a tough guy, though. So even if he doesn't get the shots, I feel like he.
I feel like Mance Warner would be okay.
Yeah. He's like one of those guys with like a super strong immune system. So which is probably why he was like, I can bite this.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, how about this? The first hour of this show was entertaining as hell. Yes. We had comedy, we had drama, we had foots being bitten, we had just a whole bunch of everything. But the second half of this card was pro wrestling at its finest, and these 3 matches knocked it out of the park. The first match in the second hour of Fury Road with Ichiban versus Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. And this match was fucking fire. These 2 guys went at it technically. They went at it brawling. They went at it in a high-flying ability, and they took it to the ground for some amazing submission maneuvers. I cannot say enough about Hot Sauce Tracy Williams and Ichiban. When you find that dance partner in pro wrestling, you want to wrestle him as often as you can, and Ichiban debuted. Williams was the best guy to put him in the ring with, and these 2 did not disappoint. Ironically enough, as much as I have so much great things to say about this match, it was not match of the night. It was a contender, but it was not match of the night.
It was not. No, I definitely feel the same way. I think it was a contender, but as you know, we had 2 more matches afterwards, right? You got to wait till you see the whole card, and then you can make that decision. But this definitely was a close second.
It was a front runner for match of the night. Absolutely was. And the win was very simple. Ichiban hitting a off the rope sling blade on Tracy Hot Sauce Williams for the 1-2-3, and Ichiban wins in his MLW debut. So the man from Japan's #1 dojo, he delivered exactly what he said he was going to do. He came in, he kicked ass, and Tracy Williams took it to the limit. I'm not taking anything away from Hot Sauce.
Yeah,
he made Ichiban work for this win. And
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. But when Ichiban landed that and he got the 1, 2, 3, I mean, I was like, let's go, buddy. You know, so I really do think that this match was fantastic. Dare I say it's one to watch again, just for the sheer.
I would watch this match again. Like, if you're opening up a wrestling school and you want to teach your students exactly how to tell the perfect story, this would be a match I would show them. This would rank up there with me, just the story that was told in the ring, with WrestleMania 10. And I know you're thinking about all the history, like, really, George, are you okay? But I put it that way. The story that these guys told was utterly unforgettable. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of you are probably out there right now watching All Out. And that's great. I hope you enjoy it. But here in this house, we watch MLW. And Fury Road fucking delivered all kinds. Now, how about this? Before we get into the next match, there was an announcement made after this match, but I'm so excited that I cannot wait to announce this now. As we know, we announced on MLW Rewind a few weeks ago, New Japan and MLW have a little partnership. The first taste was Kushida coming to MLW to face Tony Deppen. That match happened tonight at Fury Road, and it was phenomenal.
Yes.
But the big news was after the match that Minoru Suzuki is coming to MLW on October 14th, Slaughterhouse. You are going to see Suzuki in action. My only question is, who the fuck is he going to fight? Because put him in a match with Tracy Hot Sauce Williams, I am down. Put him in a match with Alex Kane, I am down.
Yeah.
Put him in a match with fucking Willie Mack, I am down.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Put him in a match with Alex Hammerstone or Jacob fucking Fatu.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think he has so much potential, and I think there is a whole roster here at MLW that
they can go toe to toe with one of the gods of pro fucking wrestling.
Right.
Okay, and guys, you're gonna get to watch this match not for $49.99, not for $59.99, not for $69.99, for $7.99.
How incredible is that?
Fight Plus, guys, monthly subscription service, $7.99, and you get all the content not only from MLW but everything else.
Right.
Fight Plus is probably hands down one of my favorite subscription services, and I enjoy every single fucking thing about it. And you get all these amazing MLW events included in that, along with GCW and so many other fantastic promotions. I couldn't list them all.
Right. How do you go wrong with that? $8 a month?
That's 4 copies.
Right.
Three and a half. Yeah. But here, listen, Canada is only one size, extra large or bust. There's no other size. If you don't extra large, you get the fuck out of my face. Now, talking about this match behind me, Tony Deppen, Kushida. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
What I loved most about this match, they had chemistry and it was absolutely fantastic. But Deppen and his engagement with the crowd, taking off people's hats, throwing off people's. At one point, he actually spit nose booger into a crowd member's face. And yeah, I get it. You know, we're always worried about, you know, COVID and flu season, but it was worth it. I would take a snot shot from Tony Deppen. Okay, well, you know what? Some of us are always built different.
Yeah, that's cool. You can be built different.
Some of us are built different. But also reaching into his trunks and pulling out the middle finger.
Yes.
That was classic.
Yeah.
But this match was just mind-boggling. Kushida is so underrated. WWE letting him go was the biggest mistake they ever fucking made. And Tony Deppen just delivers on so many skills. And Tony Deppen looks like if Neville Longbottom and Jamie Kennedy had like a one-night stand. This Tony Deppen, he looks like Jamie Kennedy from Scream 2. Fuck you. Like he does.
You know what? He was fantastic. I think
he can wrestle.
He played his part. He can wrestle. Like, he made me hate him. He made me be like, this guy's a shit.
But he also made you appreciate his ability to where you could boo the man and then cheer the shit he's doing in the ring. Be like, fucking, I hate this guy, but that was fucking awesome.
Sick. Yeah.
He had Kushida at a standstill for a long time. He took away his flying ability. He was targeting the back. He was targeting his arms. He pulled away from so many different submission holds that Kushida threw out. And he also got Kushida in quite a few. But regardless, Kushida hits the Back to the Future for the 1, 2, 3. And at the end, I thought we were going to get a show of respect. Tony Deppen went back in the ring. He laid his hand out there. And when Kushida went to extend it, Tony Deppen gave Kushida that. Kushida in the middle of the ring just saying, hey, I got the W. It is what it is. But this match, again, not match of the night, but it could have easily been a contender.
Really? For me?
This was match of the night for you?
This was match of the night.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying wow. I'm surprised.
The main event was bad or anything. I really enjoyed the chemistry between these two. Like,
okay, and you know what? That's fair. Yeah. If you think way you would rank it would probably be, and we haven't talked about the main event yet, but the way you would rank it for you would be match night would be Kushida and Deppen. Yes. Ichiban and Tracy Williams would probably be second. Yeah. And then the main event would be third. Yeah. See, for me, it would be the main event.
Oh, yes.
Kushida and Deppen. And then Hot Sauce and Ichiban. Yeah. Like the second hour of this card, the first hour was entertaining as fuck. Yeah. But the second hour was pro wrestling at its fucking finest. If you're a true pro wrestling fan, just watch the whole card because it was amazing. But the second hour was phenomenal. And you know what? That's fair. I respect that Kushida and Deppen was your favorite, but I have personal ties to Kane and Mack. I've watched this story build, so I was so invested and I thought they delivered. But Kushida versus Deppen was fucking phenomenal. And kudos to everyone on the card because MLW brought it tonight and they delivered on so many different levels. That ECW arena chanted, "This is awesome" a few times. Yeah. They told Becca to shut the fuck up, which was absolutely amazing. That was fantastic. They were yelling out Kushida. The crowd was hot tonight, and that made the environment so much better. And now, without further ado, it is time for the main event. Alex Kane, Willie Mack. Weeks upon weeks of talking back and forth, lightning fast chops that showed Alex Kane's glass jaw. And here we are. Yeah. Willie Mack came out focused. He looked ready. Yeah. He was happy to be there. He was excited to be there, but it was a different Willie Mack. Right. This was one who was 20 years waiting for an opportunity at a world title shot, and the time was tonight. Alex Kane came out doing the Boomaier thing. Yeah. He came out with his whole entourage. He came out with Bougie. He came out with Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas is his corner man, was in his corner the entire time. And I will say this, Mr. Thomas is a true corner man because he did not interfere in this match at all. Absolutely. He was out there, and at one point he did try to reach in, but they were too far in the center of the ring. Right. But Willie Mack and Alex Kane was just fucking incredible. This was match of the night. And to see two big boys flying around the ring like they were, at the speeds they were going, at the power they were doing. German suplex to Willie Mack on the floor, exploder suplex to Alex Kane in the corner, back and forth, the strikes, the ability. Willie Mack hit the moonsault. I thought it was over. I thought it was over. Kane somehow got the shoulder, didn't fully kick out, but got the shoulder enough up for the ref to see it. Yeah. Now, one thing I will say is the end. The end was heartbreaking, but it was perfect. Alex Kane got Willie Mack into fade to black. Yes. Mack was so close to ropes, but he was just exhausted by this point as they went for a good 20 minutes. It was a good match. Yeah, and they were hard. And Alex Kane, remember early, Willie Mack got a wicked back fist on Kane. Yeah, I was going to mention and that. He rocked him. Yeah, Alex Kane for the first little chunk of that match. He looked like he had stars in his fucking eyes. Out of him a little bit, and he was trying to gather himself. And thankfully he did. He was able to kind of muster up whatever and kind of get his head back into the game. But Willie Mack really out the gate was like, I'm here for blood. He definitely had those blinders on. That energy was like, I'm here. This is business. I know what I'm here for. And I'm here to take this title from you. Yeah. And these two guys did not disappoint. All the smack talk, all the promos, it lived up to the hype for me. Again, like I said, the ending, Fade to Black was locked in. Willie Mack did pass out. There was the 1, there was the 2. And then the arm drop for the 3, it looked like he did get it up, but at that point, it might have gone down too low, in my opinion. I'd have to go back and really watch it again. But I feel like the ref made the right call. Even if Willie got back up from that, it would have been a few more moves later that Willie might have been. Yeah. It might have been over. Yeah. But then how about this? Alex Kane, at the end of the match, grabs the mic, says, cut the music. Willie Mack is in the corner. He's still trying to shake the cobwebs out. And Alex Kane leads over and said, all this time I said you weren't worth it. But you have that fire. You had that drive. You earned my respect tonight. Yeah. And that's on Boomaier. Yeah. And he gives Willie, tells Willie before you go, you got to give Boomaier. Yeah. So Willie just smiles. He turns to the crowd. He says, the one only time I'm going to do it. Yeah, you better appreciate it. And he gives a Boomaier. He gets out of the ring. He earned everyone at Boomaier's fight camp respect tonight. And Alex Kane walks out. Still, you're reigning, defending, heavyweight champion of the world, and that is on Boo My Yay.
Is it because it's for the people?
It's for the people. What is Boo My Yay for?
For the people.
For the people, guys. If you're not fucking down with that, you should be. And I didn't even have the graphic. I didn't have the graphic up the whole time. I was so hyped about that match.
It was a phenomenal match, though. Like, for real. I completely understand how you feel it's the match of the night. Like, incredible match. Very heavy hitting. You could tell that both these guys knew what it was for them. Like, we have a mission.
Exactly. Willie's first opportunity. Alex's first title defense.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to bring it. You have to show that he's a verified champion.
Yeah.
But you also, this match.
He's a worthy opponent. Yeah.
This match, you can't take anything away from Willie Mack. He maybe didn't get the W today, but you can't take anything away from Willie Mack.
No. Even though he may have not have gotten the title today, I don't think this was a loss.
So
I don't see this as a loss.
Do you see this as a, I guess it's, again, cliche seems to be the word of the episode, but do you think it's a learning experience for Willie Mack? Do you think he'll go back and study if there's never an opportunity down the line? He'll know what to do differently.
I think so. I think that show of camaraderie at the end of the match was really classy. It's really like, I think as a champion or even as an opponent is like, yo, we went in there, we gave it our all.
Fucking killed each other.
Yeah, you know? So I do think that moment was really great, but that doesn't discount any fact that, you know, Willie might be like, oh, I got another chance at this. I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
Just because I shook your hand doesn't mean that I don't want that title.
I'm glad you respect me, but I didn't come here for respect. Exactly. I came here for that gold.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. So guys, that's it. In a nutshell, that's Fury Road. And what an epic 2 hours.
Yeah.
The replay is available on Fight Plus. Once you're done all out, guys, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Fury Road. Tomorrow's a holiday. It's Labor Day. Give Fury Road a shot. It's 2 hours, well worth it. And there's not much I can say about it. And guys, this was the first Fallout that I've done that I haven't argued over someone's singing ability. And it's been a breath of fresh air for me. I miss Bobby, and I appreciate him. He is my homie. He's my best friend. I love that guy like a brother. But for someone who's been musically inclined for the better part of 2 decades.
Yeah, tone deaf.
I've said that too. I've said that. I said you have to be fucking tone deaf. You have to be.
You know what it is? Because he wears a mask when he plays too. So maybe that's messing up what's going on in there.
This will definitely be the clip for the episode when it drops. It's gonna drop right now tonight, Fury Road. So check it out after All Out. It's gonna go up on YouTube right away. We also did a couple different camera angles. I'm trying some new stuff tonight. So peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you guys next week. That's it for the Rewind. I'm your host, your boy, George Mackay. This is the voice of reason,
Michelle Russo.
That's it. Peace.
Bye, guys.